Because Tony always learns from his mistakes, a trait that truly sets him apart in the superhero world. But did you know there are 21 pivotal mistakes that have made Iron Man stronger? This journey of growth and innovation is truly fascinating, so buckle up and let's dive into the evolution of Iron Man. Starting from the beginning, when Tony was captured in Afghanistan, he found himself helpless, without a way to return home. To prevent this from happening again to himself or his loved ones, he fixed this mistake. We first saw this in Spider-Man: Homecoming, where Peter Parker discovered that Tony had added a GPS tracker to his suit. While Tony initially used it to keep tabs on Peter, but the idea was born from his urgent need for a tracking system during that critical moment. Moving on to the second mistake, when Tony was creating his Mark II armor in Iron Man 1. In this scene, we all thought he was testing his wrist repulsor. However, he was actually making his flight stabilizers.
This is a flight stabilizer. It's completely obvious. I didn't expect that.
Tony was surprised by how well they worked, and they proved so effective that he incorporated them into his suits. This enhancement became a cornerstone of his ability to fly and shoot at enemies, significantly improving his overall flying stability. Number 3. During the airport battle in Captain America: Civil War, Tony's reflexes were too slow during the fight. He had to use both his legs and hands to stabilize while flying. That's why, in Avengers: Infinity War, during the fight with Thanos, you can see multiple flight stabilizers, which he created for better stabilization in the air, allowing him to use his repulsors more effectively in combat. Number 4. Going back to Iron Man 1, when Tony was testing his first flight with the Mark II, he faced an icing problem with his suit when flying higher in the atmosphere. He tackled this challenge by using a new gold titanium alloy with a lower freezing point, ensuring his armor could withstand extreme conditions. The next point is that during his fight with Whiplash in Iron Man 2, Tony's Mark V suit wasn't ready in time, leaving him vulnerable situation. To solve this, he developed the Mark VII suit in the Avengers, which could be controlled remotely via a bracelet, laying the groundwork for his later use of nanotechnology. Number 6. When Thor struck Tony with lightning, his suit absorbed the power, but he didn't know where or how to use such a large amount of energy. That's why in Avengers: Endgame, he upgraded his Mark 50 suit with a lightning refocuser that absorbed Thor's power and converted it into a powerful offensive weapon against Thanos. The next point is number 7. Thala for a reason. When Tony redirected the missile directly at the Chitauri army, he was near death but survived by coincidence. This was his biggest trauma. That's why he created his Mark 42 suit in Iron Man 3, featuring an autonomous prehensile propulsion system that allowed for remote control and part manipulation. This suit could be used from anywhere, as we saw in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Number 8. In the Avengers, Tony faced the immense challenge of the Chitauri invasion and realized that even with all 6 Avengers, protecting civilians and minimizing damage was a struggle. This led him to create the Iron Legion in Iron Man 3. Although his attempt to create a suit of armor through his Iron Legion was part of Project Ultron, we all know what happened with that. Talking about Ultron, here is the 9th point. When Sokovia was being lifted into the sky in Avengers: Age of Ultron, Tony was drilling into the core to prevent Sokovia from falling. If you pay attention to this scene, you can see that he struggled while drilling, supporting himself with one hand and drilling with the other. That's why, in Avengers: Infinity War, he upgraded his suit to attach himself to the Q-ship for enhanced stability during crucial moments. Here comes the goated number 10. I won't call this a mistake, but rather a strategic planning decision. After witnessing Hulk's power and seeing him fight Thor in the Avengers, Tony realized that Hulk could attack at any time if he lost control, which was also Bruce Banner's fear. That's why Tony and Bruce created the Hulkbuster suit in Age of Ultron, because at that point only Thor had the power to stop Hulk. Returning to Iron Man 3, Tony Stark's experience with his repulsors failing against Aldrich Killian highlighted a critical weakness in his armor. This issue was further exacerbated by the Hulk's overwhelming strength in Age of Ultron. Learning from these challenges, Tony recognized the need for advanced weaponry to better handle evolving threats. Consequently, he incorporated more powerful blasters into his Mark 50 nanotech suit for Avengers: Infinity War. This upgrade showcased his ability to adapt to increasingly formidable adversaries. Also in this movie, when Tony Stark infiltrates Aldrich Killian's base, his suit is discharged and he faces freezing conditions. Tony learned from this experience and subsequently added a heater to Peter Parker's suit in Spider-Man: Homecoming, highlighting his meticulous attention to detail and commitment to improving his technology. Following his capture by Aldrich Killian in Iron Man 3, Tony, much like in Iron Man 2, had to wait for his suit, which left him vulnerable. To address this, he developed nano gloves for emergencies. These gloves, equipped with a mini arc reactor that powers them, help protect him in sudden situations. Number 14. When Aldrich Killian used his power to melt Tony Stark's suit in Iron Man 3, the suit automatically opened whenever it was exposed to heat, an issue also seen with War Machine's suit. However, Tony Stark is known for learning from his mistakes. He addressed this problem in Age of Ultron. During the battle to prevent Sokovia from crashing, the city acted like a meteorite, with its lower portion turning red from intense heat. Despite these extreme conditions, Iron Man's suit did not open automatically. Number 15. After surviving a devastating attack on his home by Aldrich Killian, Tony Stark was deeply motivated to enhance the safety of those he cared about. This led him to create the rescue suit specifically for Pepper Potts. The rescue suit, which made its notable appearance in Avengers Endgame, was so advanced that its reflexes even surpassed those of Tony's own suit. This not only highlights Tony's advanced technological prowess, but also his profound concern for his loved one's safety. The suit exemplifies his commitment to ensuring that Pepper could protect herself in dangerous situations. Number 16. In Captain America Civil War, when Tony couldn't reach Captain America's Quinjet, he upgraded his suit in Infinity War with new thrusters, enhancing his ability to intercept and catch spaceships. Number 17. In Captain America Civil War, Iron Man's aiming system gets badly damaged during the fight with Captain and Bucky. He upgrades it in Infinity War, where you can see that he now has auto-aiming missiles, which he only needs to think about to activate. Then the next point is when Rhodey fell, and there was nothing to protect him. Iron Man fixed this by adding a parachute to Spider-Man's suit. Number 19. Although Peter Parker has considerable strength, Tony noticed that he sometimes needed extra stabilization. To address this, Tony incorporated tentacles reminiscent of Dr. Octopus into Spider-Man's suit. These enhancements improved Peter's maneuverability and provided additional support during complex movements. The next point is my personal favorite. When Tony realized that he couldn't defeat Captain America in hand-to-hand or close combat, he upgraded his suit with high-tech close combat weapons. These included battering rams, shields, and swords, which he later used in his fight against Thanos. This upgrade gave him an edge for a brief period, allowing him to hold his own for about 2 minutes. And finally, number 21. During his intense struggle to wrest the Infinity Gauntlet from Thanos, Tony Stark upgraded his Mark 85 suit with advanced nano-tracking technology. This enhancement was crucial in preventing Thanos from using the Gauntlet's powers effectively. The nano-tracking allowed Tony to better control and manage the situation, ultimately enabling him to remove the Infinity Stones and play a pivotal role in the fight against Thanos. And because you watched the video until now, I have 3 bonus mistakes that Tony Stark learned from. Number 22. In Iron Man 1, Tony confesses to the media that he never got to say goodbye to his father, Howard Stark. This unresolved feeling is addressed in Avengers Endgame when Tony finally has a heartfelt moment with his dad, taking the opportunity to say goodbye and achieve a sense of closure. Number 23. After Aldrich Killian attacked his house in Iron Man 3, Tony realized his defenses were inadequate. This lesson was applied in the Avengers headquarters, where he implemented advanced shields and security measures to ensure better protection for himself and his team. Number 24. During his fight with Captain America in Civil War, Tony's helmet was damaged, leaving his head vulnerable. Recognizing this vulnerability, Tony made improvements for future battles. In Avengers Infinity War, he upgraded his armor to feature more advanced shielding and defensive capabilities, minimizing similar risks in intense confrontations. So, there you have it. Every time Tony learns from his mistakes. And here's a fun twist. I've included a mistake in this video. See if you can spot it and let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay focused on your goals. And remember, because Tony always learns from his mistakes.